Someday, in the not-so-distant future, it happens. The moment you realize you're ready for anything. Get a degree in emergency management from Jacksonville State University and be ready for where you're going.
This is your Weather Extreme video for Sunday, May the 25th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Thanks for tuning in. There's a look at the sky cam from Hamilton this morning, and there's been a little bit of fog out there. The visibility is varying from about 1 to 2 miles in the Tuscaloosa vicinity to 4 to 5 miles in most other locations. And the beaches at Gulf Shores certainly looks beautiful down there this morning, rather tranquil and placid as the Gulf looks beautiful, and there's nobody out there on the beach just yet. I'm sure there will be later today. The high-pressure system over the eastern half of the country is holding itself in place, along with the upper air pattern where we have a bit of a ridge. And we've got a little disturbance moving through Tennessee that is actually producing a little bit of shower activity in the vicinity of Nashville and northward from that. But the ridge holding tough over the southeastern U.S. and keeping us dry. The visibilities this morning are varied quite a bit, as I mentioned. So the fog not too thick and certainly not requiring any kind of dense fog advisory this morning. Temperatures starting out generally in the 60s. We did note Skywatcher up in Black Creek reporting once again some low in the 50s. Storm Prediction Center is outlooking a slight risk for severe weather across much of western Texas and a little bit of eastern New Mexico for today. Day 2, it moves ever so slightly into Texas, and Day 3, it moves a little further into Texas, into central and eastern Texas. It's all because of that upper low that is going to be edging our way slowly. And QPF-wise, much of the focus for precipitation is to our west, with the upper low that will be inching our way and maybe bringing us a little better chances for showers at the latter part of the week. And in case you haven't noted, we do have Amanda, which is a Category 4 hurricane now. Amanda has strengthened quite rapidly. There's a little bit different look of Amanda, and you can see a very respectable pattern to the cloud features as well as the eye. Now, Amanda is no threat to any kind of land at the moment. She is remaining out in the eastern Pacific and is expected to gradually move northward and weaken, and actually could come ashore as a bit of a depression or just an area of cloudiness that might actually make it into the southwestern United States, which could help with the fire danger out in that area. All right, the 06 CGFS model run, and there's the upper air pattern for today at midday, and we can see the ridge. We can also see that little disturbance sliding across parts of eastern Kentucky and eastern Tennessee. And we can see that generally around the ridge, the GFS suggesting that there'll be showers. I think for the most part we stay pretty dry once again, but with the heat of the afternoon and with dew points in the lower and mid-60s, we can't rule a shower out completely. The ridge begins to kind of morph a little bit, and as the trough to our west inches closer. But as that trough inches closer, it's also going to weaken. So the ridge holding very strong. So the ridge is going to, as I say, sort of morph. The pattern at the surface continues to keep showers around the center of the ridge for Monday. Tuesday, we see the trough once again weakening. The closed low is no longer a closed low, although you can probably see a little bit of a wind circulation in the wind field. And then by the time we get out to Wednesday, it's a mere shadow of itself, but it is now approaching the Mississippi River. And by Wednesday and into Thursday, we should see the influence of that mean a few more showers across the area, and especially over Louisiana and Arkansas. But that could mean that we go from isolated to more scattered shower pattern. The ridge absorbs that little trough, and as it does, the ridge axis switches or becomes a little bit more oriented along the eastern slopes of the Rocky Mountains on Thursday. So we're not going to see much in the way of a change. So it looks like, once again, just the possibility of scattered showers across the area. By the time we reach Friday, that ridge is now beginning to come out into the central plains a little bit, so it's becoming a little stronger for us. We get under or very close to the ridge axis on Saturday, so once again, I think there's a possibility of isolated showers. There's no air mass change, so we're not going to see much change going on. And even Sunday, a week from today, June 1st, we see that the ridge is still in place, extending from Texas all the way up into the eastern Great Lakes. And once again, that just keeps the possibility of some isolated to scattered showers across the area. Looking out into Voodoo Country, yesterday we didn't see much in the way of any real changes in the fact that the ridge pattern was there, but now the GFS is suggesting the pattern is going to change a little bit. We see a trough over Michigan on the 5th of June, and that would certainly signal some cooler air over the eastern half of the country. And then when we get out to the 9th, once again we see that the trough is still in place. So once again, it looks like it might be a little bit cooler as we start June. Well, that'll do it for the Weather Xtreme video for today. James Spann should be back with the next one on Memorial Day morning. We'll stay on one a day, I believe, for the Memorial Day weekend. In the meantime, I hope that you have a great weekend, and Godspeed.
Thank you for trusting us to be your #1 source for news
in all of Central Alabama.
in back-to-back ratings periods.
More people watched ABC 3340
than any other station in Birmingham.